The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. The Eagle Scout knows that a scout is trustworthy. It is the very first point of the Scout law for good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not because honor is important, but because vitality is important. But it is vitally important to set an example for other Scouts. Living honorably reflects credit on your home, your place of worship, your troop, and your community. May the white of the Eagle badge remind you to always live with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. This means being true to your family, Scout leaders, your friends, school, community, and nation. Loyalty to the troop and to your fellow Scouts makes you pitch in and do your share of the load. All of this helps to build the loyalty that means devotion to community, to country, and to one's own ideals, and to God. Let the blue of the Eagle badge remind you always to inspire loyalty. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which people measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only courage to face danger, but also the determination to stand up for what is right. Trusting in God with faith in your fellow citizens, you can look forward to each day, seeking your share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you always of your courage. The fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful, to remind the Eagle Scout always to wear a smile. The red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the second-class Scout rank, which has its ends up turned in a smile. The final obligation of an Eagle Scout is service. Eagle Scouts extend a helping hand to those who still toil up Scouting's trail, just as others have helped them in their climb. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when the Eagle Scout enters adult life and continuing service to others. Eagle Scouts stand as protectors of the weak and helpless, aiding and comforting the unfortunate and the oppressed. They uphold the rights of others while defending their own. As an Eagle Scout, you will always be prepared to put forth your best. You deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest rank. But wear that award with humility, ever mindful that an Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and the Scout Law be your guides for tomorrow and into the future. Eagle Scout candidates: Braxton Manaris, Zach Dosher, John Solis, Kyrick Learland, Caleb Eggenberg, and Denver McBride. I charge you to enter this Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding ever before you, without any reservation, the ideals of honor and service. By the repetition of the Eagle Scout promise before your fellow members, you will become an Eagle Scout. Though the words you may use may be similar to those which you joined Scouting, today they will mean more to you than they could have ever meant in any time in the past. Eagle Scout candidates, please raise your right hand. Please rise and raise your right hand with the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities
the obligations and responsibilities
of the rank of Eagle Scout.
of the rank of Eagle Scout.
On my honor,
On my honor,
I will do my best to make my training an example.
I will do my best to make my training an example.
My rank and influence count strongly
My rank and influence count strongly
for better scouting
for better scouting
and for better citizenship in my troop,
and for better citizenship in my troop
and in my community,
and in my community
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contact with other people.
To this, I pledge my sacred honor.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Now rededicate yourself to the principles of Scouting by reciting the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. May the oath you have taken remain engraved in your heart forever. It is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you Eagle Scouts. Please, give these men a hand.
Became part of the 615 family as a Tiger Cub in the first grade. I had the privilege to serve as his Cub Master for 4 years before I moved to the troop. And on his very first camp out, we earned the Polar Bear patch. I was honestly surprised he came back. Braxton was our rock. He may not be leading the group, but you can guarantee that whatever we needed to do, Braxton was going to get it done. So thank you, Braxton. For his project, Braxton built a gaga ball pit at Durant Intermediate School, creating a space where students can have fun, be active, and build friendships. He didn't just build a play area. He created a space for connection, teamwork, and a joy that will serve countless children. Thank you, Braxton. I present you with your Eagle Scout Award and neckerchief.
Fathers, please pin the Eagle Scout pin on your scalp. The pin placed on the left pocket flap of the uniform. Wear it prominently displayed. Mothers, place the scarf and slide on your scalp. Scouts, with your mother's guidance and encouragement, she has helped her son achieve a goal many failed to reach. She has watched her son mature from a young boy to a young man with a purpose to his life. Most important of all, she has been there for her son when the going got rough, spirits low, as only a mother can. As a symbol of what your mother has made possible, the court now asks each of you to present her mother's eagle pin. Your father has stood by you over the years and has offered his encouragement, wisdom, and assistance. Fathers provide their sons strength to face challenges with confidence. These men, who are often the Scouts' first role model and hero, can transform the commonplace journey to manhood into an adventure to remember for a lifetime. As a symbol of what has contributed to your attainment of this award, the court now asks you to present your father with his dad's eagle pin. Congratulations, Scouts and families. Let's give them a round of applause before we continue.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Braxton, and it is an honor to welcome you to our Eagle Scout Court of Honor. I want to thank you all for being here today. It truly means a lot to me to see the people who have helped me in my scouting journey. Your presence here means more than I can express. Reaching the rank of Eagle Scout was a dream of mine since I first joined Cub Scouts. At the time, I probably didn't fully understand what it really meant, or how much work it would take. But I did know that I wanted to learn, grow, lead, and take on new challenges. And today, standing here, I feel grateful, humbled, and proud to share this moment with my fellow Eagle Scouts and all of you. When I think back on my scouting journey, there are a few memories that immediately come to mind. Some funny, some meaningful, and some probably taught me lessons I didn't truly appreciate until much later. I still remember the day I asked my parents to join Scouts. I was in second grade when they called us all to the cafeteria for a special presentation. Mr. Mendez was telling us about scouting. I heard camping, fishing, hiking, and instantly knew that I wanted to join. So I went home and told my parents, and my dad said no. He already had a busy schedule with several things taking up most weeknights. He knew if I joined, he would end up being at every meeting and in leadership at some point, taking it another night of the week. He told me we already do a lot of the camping and fishing, but I said I want to do them with my friends. My mom eventually talked my dad into taking me to my first of many meetings to come. I'm surprised that after my first camp out, my dad didn't change his mind. It was a family camp out at the Blue River, and it was 26 degrees every night. My dad was already sick and had to fight off raccoons trying to get into the trash, all while I slept. Like kids do, we had fun despite the weather, even after my friend Bryson fell into the river and got all wet. We all earned our polar bear badge for that camp out, which was really cool. Now at these campouts, it was great for me because my dad did most of the work for me. After crossing over in 2021, I thought it would be the same as Cub Scouts, just hanging out and letting my dad do all the work. I was completely wrong. Scouting challenged me in ways I never expected. There were moments when I wondered if I could complete certain requirements, and times when I questioned whether I had the patience or the confidence to keep going. My dad always told me I needed to finish my Eagle before I turned 16, because life would get busier as I got older, and he was right. Life outside of scouting did get busier, and it was a challenge to stay on top of scouting activities. I started having situations where I would have to choose between scouts and other opportunities. But the whole time, I still wanted to reach my goal of Eagle Scout. So I pushed forward and had to make it a real priority, and I did, and I finished my Eagle Scout at 15. These moments of struggle and reaching success taught me that I need to remain patient in every situation, and that when you try your hardest, even if you're not the best, you can succeed. There were struggles like our patrol for getting all the food on a camp out, or moments where I was scared to lead. Every opportunity came with real lessons. I learned how to lead, how to follow, how to listen, how to stay calm under pressure, and even how to laugh at myself when things didn't go perfectly. Of course, scouting also gave me some of my favorite memories. Moments filled with laughter, adventure, and a little chaos. One of my first and favorite memories was one of my first summer camp, Trevor Ruiz Jones. I loved hanging out with my new friends, working
Just a balloon.
working on merit badges and fishing. I remember taking my fishing merit badge as my first class. One of the requirements was to catch a fish. Now this sounded like a piece of cake to me. What we didn't know was how difficult it was going to be. Every time we would try to reel in our fish that we hooked, an alligator would come steal the fish off our hook. This was quite frustrating, but became funny. We affectionately named the alligator Trevor, and they ended up giving us credit for catching the fish for the merit badge anyways. Another memory was a lock-in we had here at the church. We all decided to play hide and seek, and I found a great spot. While waiting, I guess I fell asleep. I wake up 2 hours later and came out. No one realized I was gone, so I guess I won the game. We once got chased away from a camp out by an impending tornado outbreak. We kept meeting through COVID, although it might have been in my parents' garage or at my friend's Braxton's property, which was neat because we found arrowheads. All my experiences led me to my biggest undertaking in my scouting journey, my Eagle Project. When I first began to think about my project, I knew I wanted to do something for one of my old schools. I wanted something for the kids to enjoy, and one that came to mind was Gaga Ball Pit. Gaga Ball was a huge part of my time in scouting. I first played it at my first camp out, James Ray, and played it at all Scouts camps. When I thought about what school age would be best for the pit, I felt the students at Durant Intermediate School would probably enjoy it the most. Planning the project taught me as much as actually building it did. I learned how to prepare a plan, set up and lead meetings, organize volunteers, manage supplies, and adjust the plan when things didn't go quite exactly the way I imagined. I want to take a moment to thank Superintendent Mooring, Mr. McCoy, and Mrs. Gosnell for meeting me and allowing me to add this to the intermediate school playground. Mrs. Gosnell even came during construction and provided us drinks. Completing the project and seeing the students enjoy it showed me what service and leadership in action really feels like. It was a reminder that the Eagle rank isn't just about meeting requirements. It's about learning how to bring people together to create something bigger than yourself. Of course, I could not have reached this point alone. Before I give out my mentor pins, I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to a few people who have helped me along the way, both personally and in Scouts. The first point of the Scout Oath is, I will do my best to do my duty to God. So first and foremost, I must thank God for His blessings in putting Scouting in my life. Next, I'd like to thank my friends and fellow Scouts who served with me throughout my Scout journey and were amazing examples to me. Also, I want to say a special thank you to my mom. My mom would help me pack for summer camp and campouts, making sure I had everything I needed and more. She and my sister Jane are always my biggest supporters and cheerleaders. Now, I would like to recognize my mentors I've chosen for my mentor pins. Each of these individuals made a meaningful impact on my scouting experience, providing guidance and encouragement. Sometimes easy, sometimes a little harsher when I needed it. Unfortunately, my first mentor is out of town and unable to be here today, but I wanted to go ahead and recognize him. Mr. Daryl Mendez was the person who first introduced me to Scouts. He also provided guidance through my journey to Eagle Scout. Sometimes when I thought I was ready to get something signed off on, he asked me the hard question that made me realize I was not, in fact, ready to get that signed off on. He also provided much needed information and support as I prepared for my Eagles project. I will give him his pin when I see him soon. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Shea Pilgrim. He came along later in my scouting, but he pushed me to lead. He taught me more about running a meeting and being organized. That helped me to become a better leader. Mr. Pilgrim, will you please come forward and receive my mentor pin? My next mentor has been there from the beginning of my time in Scouts. As Scoutmaster during my time as a cub to now. He has been there to lead our troop, provide supervision and guidance and leadership. He has supported me and been an amazing example to me in my journey as well. Mr. Tony Lerling, will you please come forward to receive my mentor pin? One more thing about these mentors I've mentioned so far is that I appreciate them taking the time to be adult leaders in Scouts. They are unpaid volunteers. They do it for us, the Scouts, taking own personal time to be with us at all of our events. I think we should all give the adult leaders a round of applause. My last mentor has been there since day one, literally day one, from when I was born. My dad has been there at nearly every meeting with me. He was also my den leader in Cubs and Weed Wheels for several years. You have pushed me along the way on weeks I may not have wanted to go to Scouts. You took me anyways. You urged me to get things signed off on and asked for board reviews when I needed them. Although initially you didn't like the idea of me being in Scouts, I have loved spending this time with you. Furthermore, you've shaped me into a person I am today. I am so thankful for you, and you have been an amazing example of the man I want to be one day. Would my dad, Jason Manus, please come up to receive my last mentor pin? To anyone else that has helped me along the way in scouting or in life, people like Tracy and Bryson Coyle, my grandparents, aunts, uncles, my cousins Jim and Cy Manus, my friends, teachers, my pastor Gary McNeil, and my youth pastor Sebastian Connor, thank you for all of your support. As I stand here today, I think about what scouting has taught me. Leadership isn't about being the loudest voice. It's about serving others. Although I've been able to complete 104 service hours during my time in Scouts, service is not about just checking off hours. It's about making a difference. To the younger Scouts here today, I want to encourage you to keep going. The Eagle Scout goal is attainable. Don't quit. You can do it. The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Work hard, stay involved, lean on your leaders, and don't be afraid to push yourself. As I look towards the future, I know my scouting journey will never end because I will carry it with me for the rest of my life. I know that the values of scouting, trustworthiness, loyalty, helpfulness, and all the rest will continue to guide me no matter where life takes me. I'm proud to be an Eagle Scout and hope to carry forward the spirit of leadership and service that I've learned in everything I do. Thank you all again for being here today and supporting me on this journey. It truly means the world to me, and I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.